Am I the a-hole for wearing the joke bikini my friend got me? So, it was my birthday a couple months ago. Had a party, got some gifts. My friend Mandy got me a super cute bikini. I liked it, said thanks. She had ripped the tags off, but whatever. Anyway, went to the community pool with my roommate, wore a bikini. Got in the water, roommate immediately is like, girl? I look and see that this bikini is now kinda see-through. Good joke, Mandy. Anyway, Mandy invited me over to her place to hang out with her and her boyfriend and a few others. Most leave and we're still hanging out. I'm like, hey, what if we get in your hot tub? I go, change after them, and meet her boyfriend in the hot tub. She's getting new drinks. I hop in. Immediately, he's looking at my chest. I pretend I don't notice and just make small talk. She comes out a few minutes after and just looks in shock. Eventually gets in. Is that the one I bought? Yeah, I love it. I wear it everywhere. Make up some stuff about how I wore it to the beach, some party with lots of guys, etc. And she's just like, oh. We're in the tub for 20 to 30, eventually get out and change. She approached me after and was like, I'm sorry, I thought you noticed, but it goes kinda see-through. And I'm like, yeah, I know. Why did you buy me a ducking see-through bathing suit? She's like, it's a joke. Wait, you know? So you just spent the last 30 minutes flashing my boyfriend on purpose? I reply, I'm just wearing my birthday gift from her. Anyway, am I the a-hole? No! I mean, for many people, Mandy would be the a-hole. You had a good sense of humor about it, which is wonderful, because you know what? They're just breasts, people. They're nipples. Who cares? Men, women should be able to be topless. It shouldn't be that big of a deal. Get over it. But some people would be uncomfortable with that, and that should be respected, and yeah, Mandy would be kind of the a-hole. So yeah, the fact that you chose to wear it in front of her boyfriend, that's life. So what? They're boobs. And Mandy, what, are you afraid? Afraid that your boyfriend will suddenly, what? What are you afraid of? They're just boobs. Mandy, you can't be upset about this. If Mandy's upset about it, to heck with Mandy, because she pulled a joke that would be very nasty in some people's books. And you were cool with it, and then also did that to get as a joke. I think it was great. So, yeah, either nothing. You're not an a-hole. You're fine. Mandy, it's an iffy joke. I just saw a lady get tasered for trying to snatch a woman's face mask to give her to a child. What? I argued with my husband about whether or not to post this because I'm pretty sure this will make the local news and I didn't want to burn this account just yet, but he won RPS, so here we are. Prepare yourself, this story has layers. We were at the dreaded big box store picking up potting soil because we're going to do it ourselves through the isolation. Things aren't crazy here yet, but there is a 2 per customer limit on a majority of items. I assume this means everything, so we're getting 2 bags each of a few different types of soil. My husband is loading the last of 8 bags on our cart when I hear her. I know it's a Karen just by the level of unnecessary outrage in her voice. Karen, are you kidding me? Not a lot of people out here in the garden center, but we all look to her. I was almost disappointed to see she didn't come with the requisite haircut. She actually looked like a frazzled mom, her kid tugging on her hand and an overfull hand basket of groceries. And I had a moment of, girl, I feel you, but damn it, she was pointing at us. Karen, you can't buy that many. You are hoarding. My husband, yeah, we can. We're getting 2 each. Karen, oh, you don't fool me. I know what you're doing. My husband, so do I. F off. I'm just sitting there imagining all the ways I'm gonna rock his world tonight. Well, Karen huffed at that, spun around and yanked her kid back inside to go complain to the employee working the register nearby. Now, we already paid for our items. The employee had come out and scanned the bags earlier, and he could easily see our cart from inside. So, being finished, we put the cart out of the garden center into the parking lot, and then the automatic doors open behind us, and I hear, now they're stealing! Just great. We load the soil in the car and turn around to bring the cart back and look at plants. By the time we get back, Karen has given up on trying to convince the employee we're the Bonnie and Clyde of dirt and is now trying to negotiate skipping somebody in line. She has a child, you see, and her handbasket, well, it's just so full and heavy. Could she please just scooch right on in here real quick and it'll just be an extra second, she swears. The woman Karen is trying to skip is young, maybe college age, and wearing a face mask. Not a medical mask, but the stretchy kind you'd wear while riding a motorcycle or when you're skiing. My husband has just informed me it's a neck gaiter. The mask is black and has like scary wolf teeth on it that honestly make the girl look like somebody you should not F with, even though she was wearing a Gap t-shirt and flip-flops. Mask girl just shaking her head no, and that's all I've got as we dropped off the cart. Eyebrows pick up a couple plants and we head inside to wait in line. Now it's showtime. Karen and Mask Girl are near the register facing off, no pun intended. From the looks of things, Mask Girl finished her purchase and Karen stopped her before she could leave. I don't know if she grabbed her or anything, but Karen was still holding her full hand basket, so she hadn't checked out yet. Well, she hadn't paid for her groceries yet because clearly this woman had checked out. Karen, but you don't even need it now. You're leaving. My son could get sick because you won't give it to him and he needs it. Mask Girl, hell no, you can't have it. Back off, lady. Karen, but my son really likes it and it's obviously made for boys anyway. Why would you even want to wear something so scary? Mask Girl, because I like it and it has my germs on it. Why would you put a stranger's mask on your kid? Karen, why are you being so rude? You wouldn't let us through the checkout first, and now you're making my son very upset. Mask Girl, your problem, not mine. And then Mask Girl turns to leave while Karen manifests the biggest balls ever and grabs Mask Girl by the back of her mask. Let me make a side note here. When all of this is going down, we are all just standing in line and watching. The register is still going boop, boop, boop as the employee scans items, but otherwise we're all just inside this hypnotic bubble. But when Karen reached out towards Mask Girl, it was like the bubble popped and made everything crystal clear. Not slow-mo or anything, but I absolutely felt hyper-aware, like Spider-Man. Karen reaches out, people on both sides of me inhale loudly. Karen grabs the masks and yanks the lady on my right, yells, and my husband steps forward, so getting laid tonight. Mask Girl tucks her head down and she turns to Karen like a peed-off bull with a bright and shiny new target. I think Karen was going to say something like, "Don't walk away from me," or something, but all she got out was, "Don't crack." I looked around because the noise was so loud I figured the roof was about to cave in, but out of the corner of my eye I saw Karen spasm and drop to the floor, writhing. Little Miss Mask Girl had a effing taser. I don't know when she pulled it out, this tiny little flashlight looking thing, but she laid Karen out with it. And not one of us moved for what felt like forever, like we were frozen. And then it was effing bedlam. Security guards showed up, more employees showed up. Mask Girl is chilling like she's been through this before and knows what comes next. The kid is screaming that the wolf girl killed his mom, even though she's groaning and sobbing on the floor and clearly not dead, but maybe wishing she was. The people that had been in line with us were all talking at once, trying to tell the security guard what happened. We hung around, just witnessing the insanity for maybe 2 minutes before Karen started choking out demands for an ambulance. The police, a lawyer, the mayor, restitution, and reparations. My husband made eye contact with an employee and got a thumbs up when he put the plants on a shelf and pointed towards the door. We got the F out of there. We drove home in silence until my husband parked the car in our driveway, and then we just burst out laughing. Neither of us have ever seen anything like that before. We live in a small beach town, people are super laid back and mellow. Karen was anything but, and I hope to never see her again. ETA, not sure what the awards mean, but thank you very much. I made this account to tell a story that happened 25 years ago and blew my shot on Karen instead. Slowly responding to messages, but to answer a couple cues, I can't access security footage. I am unreliable narrator in what Karen's body actually did. I wasn't looking directly at her, but she flailed, fell, and squirmed while groaning. I do not know the difference between a taser and a stun gun. Mask Girl had what looks like a thin baton flashlight. We have very lax taser laws in this state. Thanks for reading, take care of yourselves, and stay safe. Boy, oh boy, this story really gave me some flashbacks to some of the earlier pandemic times when Boy, back when people maybe even actually cared more about masks and everyone had all kinds of weird ones, and now we just get whatever ones we could. Now most people don't wear them and everything. I don't know. No comments here. But leave the poster alone about the dirt. Like, she's not hoarding like a food supply or toilet paper. Boy, the flashbacks are coming hard. Ooh. But it's dirt, it's soil, it's outside, it's everywhere. Chill out. If the store was going to be like, no, you're doing a weird thing here, I'm sorry, we can't let you do that, that's up to them to decide, Karen. Chill out. But then, trying to steal a mask from someone or demand that they give it to you for your kid? No! Get your kid a mask! Buy a mask in the store! Wrap a shirt around his head! I don't know, but don't do that! Don't do any of what you did. And yeah, you grab someone, you're gonna get tasered. Sorry, Karen, but wow, you're so in the wrong here. Yeesh. Boy, I do not miss that part of the pandemic. I installed a camera in the living room and caught my husband making out with the babysitter. I've been having suspicions for almost 4 months since I hired this 17-year-old babysitter for my 3-year-old daughter. I'm a nurse working full-time while he works 3 nights a week and comes home to sleep during the day. I felt I was going crazy because something was off and he refused to ease my mind and answer questions I had, so I put a camera in the living room and saw nothing till day 4, where he and the babysitter were making out on the couch behind my daughter's back while she was watching TV. I felt like my entire world came crashing to the ground. I felt all kinds of negative feelings, including guilt, even though I just wanted to keep my job when he complained about me pushing him to the side. He started crying when confronted, tried to get me to listen, but I took my daughter and went to stay with my mom. It's been a whole month now. The babysitter is gone and he's still crying about his slip-up, even going as far as to say the babysitter was the one initiating. I feel like I'm done with him after this. He managed to make me feel guilty for not dressing up or giving him enough attention. Now I do strongly believe I bear part of the blame in what happened. I feel disgusted and my mind and heart keep racing, not knowing how to deal with all of this. He's begging for a second chance and his family are defending him against me. I forgot to mention our ages. I'm 31 and he's 34. It's up to you. You are under no requirement to give him a second chance. When someone slips up like that in a relationship and cheats, yeah, you know what? If both partners want to try and make it work and everything and, work through that mistake, that's great. I think that they can. And, it can be good for a kid too, but you don't have to. And I hate when people say that, oh, but think of the kid that, no, like if you're genuinely going to be uncomfortable and unhappy after that, it's just going to make for a contentious relationship and be bad for the kid. The other thing is like defending him and him sobbing about it and stuff because don't feel guilty about, your part in these things. Like, okay, maybe you had started to pull back. Maybe he wasn't feeling, as connected and whatnot. The answer to that is not cheating. The answer to that is communicating, talking, being open, having an open line of communication and being like, hey, I'm kind of struggling right now with, our lack of closeness and it's making me feel this way and getting through that. So yeah, maybe there were some mistakes made on both sides, but he made the big mistake of cheating. And at that point, if you want to forgive him and you want to work through this, that's fine. Take that time to figure that out. And if it's something you'd be okay with, but I don't think that you're under an obligation to do so. He crossed that line and he gets to deal with the repercussions of that. So yeah, I don't know. It's complicated. I'd be interested to know what folks in the comments have to say about it, but that's where I kind of stand on that.
Please leave your story in the comments. I would love to make a video on them in the future. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe.